Hello everyone, welcome to the Trophy Coins channel and the trophycoins.com website, where we present a visual census of top quality American coins. These are the best, the rarest, the most valuable coins in the American series, and today we're going to take a look at the 1850 $10 gold piece issued by Dubosq Co in California during the gold rush. Dubosq is spelled D-U-B-O-S-Q, and we're going to go ahead and search for it on the trophycoins.com website. The best way to do it is in the description box here. 1850 is the date, $10 is the denomination, and D-U-B-O-S-Q is the name of the issuing company. So we hit that, and we have two possibilities here. We have a Dubosq Co obverse splasher. These are little lead, they call them squeezings, where they are sort of like die trials to show you what the coin will look like without actually having to strike one. And then, of course, we have the actual coin itself right here, which is really where we want to go. The PCGS number is 10179, and if you prefer, you can actually enter that into the PCGS major number box. I'll show you how that works. Just type in 10179, and that will actually take you to the page for the Dubosq $10 gold piece from 1850. Let me give you a little bit of background on these coins. Currently, there are only 9 examples known, and we have a listing for all 9. There may be 1 or 2 more out there somewhere. The first one was discovered in 1914 by B. Maxwell, a very famous coin dealer from Texas. And since then, only, as I said, 9 examples have been discovered. The most recent one, no, I shouldn't say the most recent one. A most recent one was actually recovered from the wreck of the SS Central America, a very famous shipwreck that yielded just, millions of dollars worth of gold coins, mostly from the 1850s, 1857, which is, I think, the year that the ship went down off the coast of North Carolina. They have found one 1850 Dubosq piece on it, and that's it. According to experts, Dubosq issued 10,000 of the $10 gold pieces and 10,000 of the $5 gold pieces. So most of them were destroyed once the U.S. Mint went into operation, and they discovered upon assaying many of these coins that were made by private minters in California that they kind of cheated a little bit. They kind of didn't put as much gold in the coins as they were supposed to. Back then a $10 gold coin was supposed to have $10 worth of gold in it, and the private minters were actually making a little bit of extra money by cutting, cheating a little bit on the amount of gold that they put in. So what that meant was that the coins, after they were assayed by someone there, I think it was Humbert that assayed them, and he revealed that they were underweight or under gold, and the people just quit accepting them. They quit taking them because they realized that they were being cheated, and as a result, they were all melted down and eventually probably converted into gold coins issued by the United States Mint at San Francisco beginning in 1854. So that explains why the Dubosq Co coins are so rare. And they are, if you're collecting Territorial or Pioneer gold, they are one of the highlights of your collection if you're able to find one. 2 of them are locked up in institutions. One's in the Union Bank of California, and I believe that's actually still on display. I'm going to be contacting them soon to get a picture of the coin that they have. And then the other one is in the Smithsonian, which came from the Josiah K. Lilly collection in 1968. So they've been off the market for a long time. So if you're looking for a Dubosq 10 or 5, good luck. Good luck. They rarely appear on the market. And we're going to go down the whole list here to show you how many are known, the 9 that are known, and then also what kind of grades and what kind of prices you can expect to pay. The first one is in a NGC MS61 holder. This is the finest known example. There are only 2 uncirculated examples known, as you will see. This one was actually found in a creek bed in Placerville, California in 1985. Ron Gilio purchased the coin and then sold it through his Pacific Coast auction galleries in 1987 for $55,000. That is an absolute steal price. In today's market, you'll see that they bring a lot more today, especially when there's only 9 known and only 7 potentially available to collectors. We're working to get a picture of this. I've got to get the auction catalog, and we'll be posting a picture as soon as we can. The second example is a NGC MS60. This is a pretty decent looking example, and here's the story of this one. This was also discovered in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1986 by a person using a metal detector that immediately went into the Kagan's A&A sale, and then it went into the Riverboat collection many years later in 2014, and you can see it sold for $329,000. It's sold a couple times since, and the last time was in January of 2022 when it sold as part of the Buffalo Bayou collection for $480,000. That's almost $500,000 for this $10 gold piece from Dubosq Company. You can see their name right here on Liberty's coronet, and then on the back you have the eagle. These were made to look very much like U.S. $10 gold pieces, the official ones that were issued over in Philadelphia and some of the branch mints. And they did that to help them circulate and to theoretically get a little bit of confidence from the public because, as I mentioned earlier, they were cheating a little bit on the gold. Mentioned the Smithsonian example. This came from an auction by Abe Kossoff and Abner Kreisberg in 1948. Was handled by Sidney Smith & Son. I believe they were out of Florida, and then ended up in the Josiah K. Lilly collection. That collection was donated intact by their estate to the National Numismatic Collection in exchange for a $5.5 million tax credit. This is 1968, when $5.5 million was a huge amount of money, but clearly the coins in the collection are worth many, many, many multiples of that today. This coin is still in the collection at the Smithsonian. It is in their vault. You cannot see it. I don't believe it's on display there. Like many of the coins in the Lilly collection, they used to be on display in the Hall of Money, and that was taken down around 2005. I was part of the team that took that down, and the Hall of Money was replaced, basically just destroyed, so that the Star-Spangled Banner, which is a huge flag at the Smithsonian that flew over Fort Sumter, could be displayed vertically, and it literally hangs down through 3 floors. The Lilly collection used to be on the 3rd floor. I remember going there as a kid and just ogling the incredible coins that they had there. The next coin is a one. This one was a little problematic. This one, at one time, had a hole in it, and then it was plugged and done really, really well. I think the plug was actually right up here at midnight at 12 o'clock. And you can see the star is just a little bit different than the other ones. This is an extremely expert repair, and they caught this in the Heritage sale in 9 of 2020, and they withdrew it from the sale. Now, it was sold a year later where it was described properly as XF details hold and plugged, and it sold for a mere $55,200, which is actually, even with a hole in the plug, in my opinion, a pretty good deal, especially considering how rare these are. The next one is a coin that, as I mentioned, came from the wreck of the Central America. This is the only Dubosq coin that was found on the wreck. That sold in 2000, which was 24 years ago, for $63,250. There it was graded as a PCGS XF40, which is a pretty decent grade as well. And it seemed like a high price at the time, but a bargain by today's prices. The Union Bank of California has a collection of Pioneer gold coins. There's some pictures on the internet, on the Newman Numismatic Portal. They did not, unfortunately, have any pictures of the Dubosq coin. They did have an inventory. The collection has a Dubosq 10, which is mentioned here. And according to Kagan and Holleberg-Kagan, they did an inventory of the collection in 2008, and they estimated the grade to be VF30. I've got the file number here, and I'm going to contact the Union Bank and see if I can get a photograph of that coin so that I can include it here. I'd like to get photographs of all 9 coins if possible. And that's what we try to do with all these finest known coins. We're out there getting images, buying images, doing whatever we can to show you what coins are available so that you can actually judge the quality of the coins and you can decide how they are ranked. It's not just a numerical grade, it is eye appeal, it is whether they've been holed or plugged or repaired. A lot of grading is subjective, and a lot of your willingness to buy a coin or sell a coin is also very subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Next up is a PCGS VF25. Now PCGS has an image of this coin on their website that is more recent and probably a little bit clearer, but you can see there's a dig back here on the back and there's some marks on the front. So this is a very identifiable coin. And this one has a long history going back to BMAX Mel sale in 1954, running through the very famous Amon Carter collection, a couple more, Joshua Heifetz, which was a really big sale, underrated sale in my opinion. And you can see this one actually went down in value, which is absolutely surprising. I don't think at the time, well, I shouldn't say that. Everybody knew how rare this coin was. There may just not have been enough demand for it. Last auction appearance of this coin was in 1990 when it sold for $19,250. Man, I wish I had a time machine. Next up is a fine example. Well, they actually have estimated possibly fine, very fine. This one also has a notorious history. It was discovered, this is the discovery coin that BMX Mel found in 1914. No one had ever seen this coin before, or this type of coin. It went into the famous Waldo C. Newcomer collection and then was handled by BMX Mel, went into the Lawrence collection. This is actually plate matched. And then it went to Williams Numismatic Gallery. It went into the Lamont DuPont and the Willis DuPont collections. Unfortunately, that was stolen in 1967. There's some question as to whether or not this coin has been recovered. No one has seen it to my knowledge. So that's a big asterisk, a big question mark here. Does it still exist? And finally, we come down to the 9th example known. This is a PCGS VG8. Pretty poor example for what it is. I mean, it's got, I think the surface has been tooled a little bit, although PCGS gave it a straight grade. I've seen another picture of this in yellow gold, and it's, you know, the coin has problems. However, you know, it's a super rare coin, so it almost doesn't matter. This coin last sold in 2002 for $29,900, although it had been offered by Bowers and Morena, the same company that sold it in 2002. They offered it in 2001 for $49,500. Apparently they didn't get any bites on it, and so they sold it and let it go for, you know, much less. This was once owned by Henry Chapman, might have been a personal coin of his in his collection. He was known to put away some really neat coins. And then also Jack Clausen. Jack Clausen handled a lot of Pioneer gold coins, and he actually lived here in San Diego, where I'm from, and I was able to visit his house probably in the late 1990s when I was working for Early American History Auctions. And I got to meet him. He had a beautiful house on a cliff overlooking the Pacific Ocean. So it was a real pleasure to meet him. But he was a big dealer in the Pioneer gold coins. So that's it for the Dubosq $10 gold piece from 1850. Hope you had a nice time running through this. If you like the content here, be sure to subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. We really appreciate the help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you have any suggestions for coins you'd like to see in future videos, please leave those in the comments below. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next show.